Hello, hello, hello. How's everyone doing? How is everyone doing? I'm hopeful that you are able to hear me well, see me okay, and all of that stuff. You know what it means when it comes to technology. It's never a dull moment, if you can believe that. Well, I wanted to start today. Honestly, I am just so excited because normally we think we don't have enough time to do things. And by the way, share this. If you're coming on here, go ahead and share the live. Let me know if you're coming in on the replay and leave your questions, and perhaps I can go back and answer them. But one of the things right off the bat I had mentioned in the form of a question was, have you considered coaching as and it did say toll, but it's supposed to say tool. Okay, just so you know. Tool, TOOL, not toll, TOLL, as in the toll booth. So that was an error. But at any rate, I just wanted to see, and that's the question: have you considered coaching as a tool in your arsenal of defense regarding your career development and or your personal growth and development? So that's what I wanted to know. Make sure you share this out, and don't forget, the question is tool, TOOL, not TOLL. All right. So I know how we can be social media. Let's start over. I'm Toye Johnson-Vincent, your no sugarcoating coach, speaker, career strategist, HR consultant. And for those who are like, what HR? What is that? We're talking human resources because that was my primary background. But I am a speaker, event speaker, motivational speaker, keynote. You have a conference, you have a group meeting, you're looking for a speaker who is versatile, that would be me. But my primary background had always been in human resources. So that's where the HR consulting piece comes in. And of course, I do a lot of lives and I'm on social media and presenting career development, personal growth and development, and topics on resilience and or networking. Really large. All of those, I sort of, stay in that particular realm. So, excuse me. If you're just joining me, I want you to know that I welcome you. And don't forget, again, to make sure you leave a comment and let me know. I'm just curious. Have you ever considered a coach? Because I'm a certified life coach with a background in HR, talent acquisition to be specific, right? Meaning I was matching that wonderful talent to major corporations for many, many years. Okay. And then I decided over the years to merge talent acquisition, my joy and love for speaking to audiences globally, right? Um, that's where it comes from. And so I merged the two together, and voila, this is what it comes down to. So I still enjoy working, on projects in terms of human resources, but it's not something that I do on a daily basis. And that's going to bring it right home tonight. What I wanted to see if I could at least share. I actually, let's see if you can do this here. One of the things that I was going to tell you, first of all, welcome back. For those of you who have seen all of my videos in the past, and particularly this time of year, called the Career Series. And this is Career Series 2023. Can you believe it? And I believe I was doing this since right about, I'm going to say for 2 years, at least 2021. Perhaps I started something and I did not entitle it Career Series, but it became something out of that. So again, I just want you to know that, hey, it's 2023. We're right full into the fall season. And this is the time, if you are currently employed or have ever been employed, particularly with a large corporation, you start to see movement. And the movement that you see, a lot of times it's from the executive level all the way down, right? And the people are moving, and they're moving from one job to another within the corporation. Their roles are changing. You'll find also this time of year a lot of changes within management, period. And you wonder why is this happening? You start to think your wheels in your head should be turning, right? To say, well, what's next? Why are people moving around? And then sometimes you wouldn't even have a clue, but there may be a mass exodus of people who are just leaving the company. And my strong point is strategist. We all have a bit of strategy. We probably figure out our own things in our own way. But the reality is you cannot just sit there in your corporation at your job day in, day out, whether you're working 30 hours, whether you're working 20 hours part-time, whatever it is, and you're seeing things going on around you, people moving, they're leaving, they're giving their notice. Even the contractors are leaving, right? And we all know, at least I do, because I was a contractor, or contract recruiting, and did a lot of contract recruiting for major corporations. And I used to be, on my toes about, well, how long is this assignment going to last? How long is this project going to last? And essentially, I started asking the questions early, when I came on board. I was always paying attention. Sometimes it comes down to just paying attention to what is going on around you, which means what is going on in your environment, your work environment, your workplace, your workspace. And if you're still whether it's a cubicle or you have a large office in your organization, you know, uh, it doesn't matter. If you're not paying attention, then by the time you figure things out, someone may be walking you, capital YOU, down the hall, right? So we're going to jump right into this. I just wanted to give you, this is the first video out. Definitely, I want you, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I appreciate you for checking in. And again, we're going to keep it fairly short. This is the first one for 2023. And I tried to go all the way through as we get into December. And sometimes I'll come back, including on New Year's Eve, to get you motivated for the next year. Next year being 2024, and what may lie ahead for you and many of us who are working in the traditional 9 to 5 roles, corporations. Again, doesn't matter if you're part-time or full-time. It's still your job, right? And for the entrepreneurs out there, or the aspiring entrepreneurs who are just getting their feet wet, coming out of the corporate world, and they're going into their own business, you should be able to take some of these tools with you as well, because I do talk about getting organized, keeping organized throughout, whether it's throughout your job search, your business goals. Because again, if you're interested in becoming an entrepreneur, or you're a seasoned professional like myself, you don't have to have your own business, but you are an expert at what you do. So I've been working in the field of HR for I'm going to tell you, a good 20 years anyway, on and off, for contract as well as full time. And again, merging my particular background with what I really like to do, or really just that's just where I thrive. And that is to help people, right? Within their career search or their career journey. There are hiccups along the journey, and I want you to stop doing the hiccups with your journey. And so that you can get things down on paper. We talking and about strategizing. What are the next steps to take you to the next level in your career? So those are the types of that's the type of content that I have out there globally. And I say global because, again, YouTube and Facebook and all, so many different platforms now, Threads and X has got, I mean, you name it, there's a platform. LinkedIn, the professional website, you can catch me over there many times. Just again, but while you're on here, let's just stay to the matter at hand. Make sure you subscribe, like, and share this video, right? If you're watching live, I appreciate you as well. So, again, starting out, I just wanted to say this particular one. Let me just tell you a little bit more about, you know, how things can go so wrong so fast in careers. And now we're here in September, October, November. We're right here in this fall season of 2023, but yet and still, you don't have a clue of what's going on around you at your own place of work. You're literally sitting there, you're seeing things, but you do nothing. You're seeing things, but you're scared or you're fearful. And it doesn't mean, like, most of us are not going to just jump up and say, everybody's leaving, so I need to leave too. Not necessarily, but you should have a clue of what's going on around you so that you're not stunned when someone comes from HR or you get that call at your desk to please come down to HR, right? Or sometimes it's, why don't you just come on, your manager, whoever you directly report to, will say, will you please schedule this in? I need to talk with you at such and such a time. And if you notice the time, a lot of times if there's going to be layoffs, not all the time, or anything, it seems like it's bad news or it's negative news. A lot of times it happens on a Friday. Now, everyone knows you want to just go home. Maybe you just got paid, your paycheck is there, and they've already deposited your paycheck. You know, you've made plans with your family, or just you're just doing something for yourself wonderful for the weekend, and you're in a very, very happy mood until you were you were basically summoned into someone's office. So whether it was your management, right, whoever manages you, or your team that you work on, or HR, someone made sure that they either sent you an email, whatever they did, things that structurally it doesn't matter. Things have changed over the years. I get it. Okay. So a lot of us are working remotely. And by the way, you can get laid off remotely. All they need to do is just shut down all of your IT, your computer, everything, and all of a sudden you're like, wait a minute, I can't log on. And you're like, that's right. And a lot of times what they'll do is they have you come in first, they talk to you, and then they tell you, well, this is what's going to happen. So you won't have enough time to go back in, to do any damage. I mean, that's really to protect the company. And quite honest with you, it's really protecting you because you know that they shut it down and you didn't do anything. So beyond that, now that's a whole nother conversation. But you know me, let me reintroduce myself. Did I not tell you who I am? I know you can see my banner behind me, but I'm Toye Johnson-Vincent, your no sugarcoating coach. Mhm. Event speaker. Most know me as a motivational speaker, but I am a event speaker, keynote speaker, any speaker you can imagine with the title, I'm it. So I'm here for all of your conferences needs, Zoom meetings, etc. Hashtag speaker for hire. You can put that out there. I am a speaker for hire. I'm also a certified life coach. And I've been doing that since right around the 2018, became a life coach. And the other thing is also a soft skills trainer. So even if it's more about employability skills, interviewing skills, HR types of training, employee development, any time that I'm able to get in front of an audience and work with them individually or as a team to make sure that corporations are really getting the best talent that they can, as well as retaining the talent, because it's not always about who you can sit in front of your your computers and everything doing their thing on daily, but it's really about more retaining. How do you retain talent? So if you're out there and you're sharing this to HR, or from any of my HR executives can see the video, please make sure you inbox and invite me to speak, inspire, motivate, and empower with via soft skills training. And primarily look me up on LinkedIn. I'm over there. Okay. um, what else? So that's who I am. A native New Yorker. That's right, native New Yorker. For my New Yorkers out there, born in Queens, raised in Brooklyn, Crown Heights area. If you know, you know. So the AKA of my title is No Sugar Coating Coach. No sugar coating coach, because I don't sugarcoat it. And if I do, it's always professional, and it's done with keeping you in mind as the client or potential client, to know that I only want the best for you, whomever may decide to work with me. And by the way, there is a 30-minute complimentary coaching call available to you. So now that we got all of the intros out of the way, make sure you comment, put it in there so that I can see who was on live. And just let me know, what do you think about what do you think about the content? Because what I didn't say in my title was that I am a content creator. Now, the content creators out there, which are many, most of us do it, we don't even realize it. If you're presenting and everything, and you're building content, you're writing it daily, and then you're presenting it to audiences, that's what we are, content creators. Hashtag content creator, hashtag no sugarcoating coach. Make sure you can hashtag that out as well. I appreciate you for doing so. Um, so, with that said, there was a couple of things. This is the first one out, okay? This is the first career. Again, welcome, welcome, welcome to Career Series 2023 with me, Toye Johnson-Vincent, your no sugarcoating coach. I appreciate you for being here, whether you're on a live or not. So make sure that you have any questions regarding career changes, challenges, but make sure you put them in the comments, and I'll probably have to go back and be able to answer. But if you want to really connect with me professionally, you can also check out my LinkedIn page. And again, I kind of am over there most of the time. It's not kind of, I am there most of the time. But I'll be bringing this type of content throughout the fall season as we lead into the winter season. And like I said earlier, I usually come right back around as we get closer and closer to December and the new year and everything. Just make sure you can see me all right. Yeah, so with that said, let's hold on. So that's really what I wanted to say to start this whole thing. Get the party started, right? So, for the career series today, the first one, right out of the bat, my question to you was: have you considered coaching as a tool, TOOL, not TOLL, as it says in the questionnaire, to help you excel in your career? And if not, why? Why not? Why not? You know, we could all use a little bit of help from time to time. And I encourage you, check out coaches and mentors, because when something's going wrong, and this is my thought anyway, if something's going on in your personal life, and it may be out of control, out of your control, and a lot of things happen is completely out of our control. And then you look up, oh my goodness, something's going on in my career life. And that's what I say. I usually can tie the two together. If I'm talking to you directly and you're giving me your synopsis of what's been going on in your career, I can usually figure something else is going on, right? So, more than one career choice is what I wanted to start off the series with, right? I really do. Um, and essentially, The reason why I started off the series this way is because I found that, over the summer months and even before that, I would talk to people regarding their career and their career choice. And what I was finding that many people feel that they don't have a choice. And I'm thinking, what do you mean you don't have it? Well, I've been doing this for years and years. I don't know anything else. I'm like, yeah, you know more than you think. You know more than you think you do. I can assure you, you know more. And you're better at more things than you give yourself credit for. Half of the time, it's just about knowing who you are. We talk a lot about this as coaches. Who you are, what are your intentions? What do you have any clarity about why you're even in, just any clarity about your life in general, and what are you going to do when things happen, and they're not always great things. Sometimes they're negative things, okay, including job loss, career transition. You didn't want to, but you had to make an immediate pivot, to something else, right? So, and we know COVID taught us a lot of that. You find a lot of people now that are actually they're entrepreneurs outside of when COVID hit, and then all of a sudden everyone had their own business, even if it's a relatively small business in terms of revenue, in terms of teams and all of that. So it's always a good idea to be thinking about how would you pivot if indeed you needed to write on a dime. How would you do it? Talking to a mentor, talking to a coach. And again, many of them, like myself, we do offer the 30-minute complimentary coaching call. Some people do a 15-minute discovery call, whatever they call it. We're essentially, we're telling you as the potential client that let's work together to see if it makes sense. Let's just have it's not about work together, but let's have a conversation right up front. Tell me about what are your challenges that you are facing or have faced in the past, and it keeps happening over and over and over again. And that's where the coaches and mentors come into play, because we try to give you some insight on your why, okay, and why you may be experiencing difficulties transitioning from one career to another, getting that promotion, right? Being laid off multiple times. You're a great employee, but you just seem to choose these companies that have a high level of layoff or turnovers, if you will. And turnover can also happen because people are just leaving the company, which may not have anything to do with being laid off. They just literally gave their notice, or they didn't give a notice. I always advocate giving a notice, by the way, I still do. um, when you turn around, because at the end of the day, somebody's going to need a reference, right? Even if you have to collect unemployment, they still have to check your employer out to see why and what your term code was and all of that. And that's a whole nother conversation. But again, I still do advocate, even if it's a paragraph of saying how much you enjoy working at the company, but you decided to go in a different direction or whatever it is. All right. Finish what you start. How about that? Finish what you started. You work there, now you leave. So, okay. So let's get back. Like I said, tonight, very short. More than one career choice. So I just want you to know, for tonight, the opening of Career Series 2023, Coaching It with Toye, aka the No Sugarcoating Coach. I want you to understand you have a choice. You've always had it. You just didn't tap into it. You didn't recognize, because you've been so mesmerized by sitting at your desk, whether it's remotely or not, things going on around you, you have no clue that you always have a choice to be better at your career. And if that means, um, you know, taking on a class, incorporating class. And there are free classes out there, including, even YouTube, of how to and different things. Just pull it up. You can search. All you have to do is search for something of a subject that has to do with career. What are other things out there if you need to Google it? What other careers that where you can use your skills effectively in a different industry? That's what I mean by you have a choice. You've always had it, but you didn't tap into it, or you just didn't really believe that you can be better in making a better choice than you have in the past. You see that? Follow with me now. Follow it, follow it. And when you do that, you will feel more empowered, right? Because now you've taken your career and you are holding the reins. No one else. So stop all of those things and those excuses and say, well, HR did this and the manager said this and I don't know. And it looks like I have no choice to be around here or to do what they gave me to do or the task. You need to develop. Here's the strategy. Start developing. Remember, I said I'm a career strategist as part of my title, but it's just what I do. I don't care about my title. I care about how I can help people. So for this, understand from a career strategy standpoint and coaching, I would say always try to develop. And I use the word try very minimal. Don't try, do. Don't try it, do it. Develop a relationship with your manager. Develop a relationship with your supervisor or team lead, because there are different levels. Now, sometimes you can have a team lead, right? I remember I used to do a lot of recruiting for call center. So they have so many different layers. Now they're starting to kind of, pin these down a little bit differently, where you're not seeing as many layers. You see team lead, then senior team lead, then supervisor, then I don't know, senior supervisor, before you can even get to an executive level. So what I want you to understand is that take that and run with it. So even if you don't have the best relationship with necessarily with the supervisor, but there's a team lead who's maybe at a different level, perhaps right beneath that level, right? Then whoever it is, you want to bond with them. And I mean, keeping everything professional in perspective, because you never know who you might need. So the team lead, now you've left the company, maybe you need a reference if they can, or willing to provide, at least based on your character reference. So, they can verify the approximate dates, months, and year that you were there, that they work with you, you always showed up and everything, and they respected the fact that you decided, remember, capital YOU, you want to take the reins in 2023 before we hit that January 1 bell. You want to know that you have always been in control of your career destiny. It's just now you're starting to see that. And that's where coaching and mentor, we try to help you gain more clarity within your career development, professional development, personal growth and development realms. Okay, so that's what I mean. Again, more than one career choice. And this is going to end. We're going to wrap this up. So when it comes to career choices, say, for example, and this, a lot of people say, well, that's career transition, which I do talk a lot about. But what I'm saying is taking your skills that you currently have, build on that while you're out there looking for something else, a new career opportunity, because there are many transferable skills that we don't use, or they're underused, and they've been underused for years, because some of you are sitting in jobs 10, 20, 30 years. You want to retire, but you still haven't done anything that you really like. And you have all these skills that no one paid attention. You didn't really voice them. And a lot of times it's just us. It's just capital YOU. It has nothing to do with management. It's always going to start with you. Your development starts with capital YOU. It does not start with who's managing you. But if they have their tools and the organization is, pretty solid, and they appear to want to help their teams develop employee development, right? Organizational development, right? If they have that together, then you're going to find that you will struggle less, than what you're doing right now, because they will see you for what you really are and the talent that you can actually bring to the table at that organization. And not only that, folks, you are too smart and so smart that capital YOU, that if there were a layoff and it included you or the team you worked on, because sometimes not everybody on the team is laid off at the same time, or you start seeing things and hearing, do they do that anymore around the water cooler meetings? It's not the water cooler meeting. It's not the meeting that you were in like an hour ago, but with your team and you're sitting around, everybody's like, I don't want to ask the question because I don't want them to think I'm trying to leave here. Yeah, we've all been there. Trust and believe, including myself. So there you have it. So you'll know and feel great about, you are asking them and telling them, and it's not about us, it's really telling them, I want to do more. I want to learn more because I have these skills, but I want to develop them more. And I believe I could be a better elevated, skill level, and be an asset to your organization versus them going outside. And when they're looking for talent, the talent is sitting right in front of them. And that could be you. So I want to thank you very much. I hope that I dropped some gems this evening for you and others to share and like. And please, I appreciate it if you do subscribe to my YouTube channel. All appreciated by me. And again, look out. I will be bringing you a career series next week or in the next couple of days. And you will start to see them. So you can go back, you can review the videos. You'll be able to share, like, and subscribe first, so that when I decide if I schedule a live and all of those things, you'll be the first to know. It'll come in your email and you'll know that I'm live. So you have to say, oh, I'm seeing Coach Toye on the replay, but I wanted to see her live. All right. So again, have you considered coaching as a tool? All right. TOOL to help you excel in your career. I hope you will after tonight. How about that? So, with that said, again, I'm Toye Johnson-Vincent. Make sure you connect with me on all social media platforms, including LinkedIn. And make sure you inbox and invite me to speak, inspire, motivate, and empower. If you have a question regarding your career and you just want to, just ask a question, make sure you inbox that. Again, you can find me primarily on LinkedIn. You can also follow me on Facebook. I do have a page. And of course, I guess it's Twitter, but it's now X and all of these other things and Threads and all of that. You can find me there as well. And let me just give you my website. Make sure you check out my bio and my multiple stories of #resilience. TJV empowers you. The letter U.com. That's TJV empowers you. The letter U.com. So make sure you're using the letter U, not YOU.com. All right. So before I end all of my broadcasts, one other thing, since I have your attention, I am a podcast host of Speak to Me First podcast show. I'll say it one more time. Make sure you subscribe there as well. And you can get that wherever you get your podcast, particularly Spotify, Google Cast, you name it. Make sure you subscribe to my podcast show, Speak to Me First podcast show. All right, that's all I have for you this evening. I'm Toy Johnson-Vincent, your no sugarcoating coach, and I look forward to conversing with you soon. And as I say when I end all of my broadcasts, success is in your future. Bye for now.